What up?
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to my peoples and my guys, look alive, look alive. It's your boy Act Reacher or Judge Galvatron presiding. You all my witnesses and jury. Court is now in session. Got my brothers here with me. Jay Steele. What's going on, counselor?
And hey, y'all know what it is. It's your favorite, your most hated defender, prosecutor, back for another one. Boxing Night Court, episode 14. Salute to the chat, the jury. Salute to my fellow prosecution, Cadillac Red. Make sure y'all subscribe to Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, you know what I mean? And get my brother over that thigh wow, you know what I mean? Get my brother over that thigh wow right now, right now, you know, dig? Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Y'all know what it is. Salute to the Judge Galvatron, Act Reacher 45. Y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all like and subscribe this program as well. We got 2 new cases for y'all, but we'll cook it up in a short few, and I'll pass it off.
Yes, sir. Cadillac, man. Please tell the people where they can find yourself at and sub to my brother. Sub to my brother. We need to get him 1,000 already, man. Before I bang the gavel.
We 9 away. We 9 away from getting that 1K. You know what I'm saying? We counting them down. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling everybody I know, snatch whoever phone beside you, snatch their phone up and go ahead and sub to the channel. You know what I'm saying? On their phone too. We need to go ahead and get that out the way. There's other brothers that's waiting in line to go ahead and get that push for they 1K. So I've been doing this long enough. You know what I'm saying? I fella been telling me, man, it's long enough, man. It's time to go. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's next up is next up for them. So that's what it is, man. You hear him. It's night court. You hear him.
I hate New York, man. I'm moving to Vegas, y'all. I'm moving to Vegas, man. All the time, bro. All the time. Every night court is always police sirens.
That's how
always police sirens.
That's how I gotta be, man. Salute to the motherfucking usual suspects, because it is a usual suspects team. You know what I'm saying? Act Reach. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Judge Galvatron. 503 Stay Ready Boxing TV. You know what I'm saying? K _ is only 1KG. You know what I'm saying? Fella. You know what I'm saying? And me, man. Yeah, man. The motherfucking usual suspects, man. You already know what it is. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Let me get in this chat real quick. Salute, Pink Meadows. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Showing love. Salute to Strong Island Tay Tay. Salute to Kui. Salute to the brother Mark Nash. Salute, brother. Salute. Appreciate you. Jamaican Chala. Salute. K _ in the building. And of course, my OG Drew, Bronx on deck. Yo, Drew, man. Man, I gotta talk to you about your Bronx people, man. I go for. I was by where A Boogie is from, High Bridge. Yo, them dudes ain't got no home training, man. Well, we gonna. I'm gonna call you. God, yo, I ain't go for it so real. They make me feel more comfortable in Brooklyn, man. Dang, man, y'all Bronx dudes is crazy, man. Well, anyway, man, salute to everybody. First case on the docket, man. This is what the people been waiting for. So, please.
Indeed. First case on the docket, the LDBC versus Billy Joe Saunders.
Hold on, objection, Your Honor. My paper.
Whoa.
say Billy Joe Saunders, Your Honor. My paperwork does not say Billy Joe Saunders.
You are the one that came to my house on my day off and told me to sign up for these warrants to get these boys to appear in court.
I understand.
What's going on? What we doing?
My paperwork does not say Billy Joe Saunders. My paperwork says Billy Ho Saunders. I just want to make sure we are prosecuting the correct person.
Is the stenographer KG in here? KG, don't put that on the record. It's Billy Joe Saunders.
Oh.
Don't add that on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, his name is Billy Joe Saunders, whether we like it or not. Now,
what about the Cuban? How you pronounce the J in Cuba?
you put an A. It's like a Dominican chick that's name is Julia. You will really call her Julia. You will call her Julia. Okay?
Billy Joe Saunders is British.
You're right. That's why I said that. That's why we don't gotta pronounce it like that.
Oh, okay. My bad. I was trying to reach it to my Spanish heritage. I'm sorry. Okay.
I got you, champ.
Your Honor, I'm glad for all this friendly banter, but can we get to these charges for my client?
Yes, you may. I'm so sorry, counselor. Counselor. We are going to deliberate over this case. I'm opening up for opening statements or testimonies. In other words, whoever would like to go first, or the jury, I'm pretty sure, wants to hear the charges.
Okay, so let's start off with the charges. Okay, so I got impersonating a federal boxer, impersonating the federal champion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Identity theft of a real champion.
Wow.
Wow. Fraud.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Fraud and embezzlement. And I don't know what's the correct court term for bitching, because he did a lot of bitching last week. I don't want to get objected for that. You know what I'm saying? So,
objection.
Overrule. Let him finish. Let's get started. Y'all objecting already.
Okay. And the last charge is a bag full of bitching. Okay, and that's it.
Okay. So who would like to make their opening statement first?
I'll make my short opening statements.
Okay.
To quickly defend my client, the former champion Billy Joe Saunders, and that means who accumulated a record of I believe 31-0 before he met the wonder world of Canelo Alvarez, the power punching ability of Canelo Alvarez. But we want to question his ability, question his authenticity as a boxer. Your Honor, people of the chat, the jury, I will come here today and show you that my client, it definitely is a boxer who was championship level, and I will show you that my client did not quit in that fight. He actually displayed the second version of the blueprint to beat Canelo Alvarez.
That's very interesting, counselor, the angle that you're trying to take. Prosecutor, do you have anything that you would like to cross-examine or ask him?
Well, I'm gonna give my opening statements. Okay, so
okay.
Today I'm gonna prove to you that all charges that I brought up are Billy Joe Saunders, that he is definitely guilty of. We already know that we have caught him on tape trying to sell drugs, that's his impersonation of a drug dealer. We have caught him on text messaging trying to lure in reporters to the you know what I'm saying? So that's impersonation. That's the impersonation of a middleman, which we know he is not. As far as champion is concerned, we can definitely go back to where he was before he had this belt. I believe it was at 160, if I'm not mistaken. He had the WBO belt and had a fight set up with Dudu Andrade, Demetrius Dudu Andrade. He had that fight set up, press conferences and everything, and then he pops dirt. That is impersonation in itself of a champion. Somehow, maybe because his complexion, he had enough protection to get him a second chance to get at a belt at 168. Did he try to unify or anything of such a nature at 168? Absolutely not. He sat on it and sat on it and sat. He had fights that we were definitely. He had fight. It was so bad for him. He was on the undercard to some YouTubers. What is the undercard? He wasn't the co-main. He was co-main. You know what I'm saying? He was at the beginning. Nobody was in the stands. People was in line getting nachos when he was fighting because he impersonates a champion. Everyone sees it. The writing is on the wall. That's why Canelo picked him. And when he picked him, it was considered a cherry pick off the strength that he is impersonating a champion. Last but not least, we're going to hit him with embezzlement off the strength that he made people pay pay-per-view for him to quit on his stool. And we'll get into the reason why he quit and all the other extra shit, I guess, a little bit later. But that's definitely embezzlement to the fans. The hard people that work hard all week to buy that pay-per-view or tickets to that fight to watch him quit. That is not what champions do. And we'll stop right there. We'll get a flow up right there.
Your Honor,
Anything you would like to add, counsel?
I would like to rebuttal the fact that the prosecution is calling my client or accusing my client of impersonating a championship boxer. Billy Joe Saunders has defended that 168 belt at least 2 times. He won it against Shafat Asufi. He defended against, I believe, Arthur Akavov. And another nondescript opponent from Argentina, Jorge Carrasas or something like that. Excuse my Spanish.
Order. What are we objecting? What are we objecting?
Hold on.
What are we objecting?
That was on the same fight.
Let me object.
Order this motherfucker. Order. Now, what's going on? What are we objecting? What are you objecting, prosecutor?
Carrasas is not even a real fight. He's not even a real fighter. The nigga has not even been unlocked yet. He's a black shadow. That's all I'm saying.
Object to the objection, Your Honor. Jorge Carrasas is an Argentinian.
Proceed, counselor. Go ahead, counselor.
There's plenty of problems on that same YouTube co-main. But albeit that was a defense, a championship defense that the prosecution wants to lead the jury and lead you, the judge, to believe that he's not a championship fighter, that he's actually impersonating. We're dealing with the WBO, a sanctioning body that you rendered not guilty. Do you think a credible sanctioning body like the WBO would have a person, a boxer, a prize fighter like Billy Joe Saunders impersonating and masquerading as a champion, representing their sanctioning body? I think not, Your Honor. Billy Joe Saunders has defended and not only defended his title, he's been a multi-divisional champion within the WBO sanctioning body from 160 to 168. through those patterns, I see a real championship fighter, not no impersonator. There is no impersonation going on here. We're just seeing a fighter that was met by a outer worldly power, an outer worldly power in Canelo Alvarez. He was met.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor.
What are you
Canelo's not
objecting?
outer-worldly. He's from Mexico. Canelo is from Mexico. That's not outer-worldly. Nothing about him that's outer-worldly. I don't know where he get that from. That's a regular guy from Mexico.
Your Honor.
Overruled, prosecutor. Proceed, counsel.
Your Honor. Your Honor. Many of us criticize my client's resume, saying that he's on the European, the domestic, or the European level. This is what I mean when I say he's met with the outer worldly style in Canelo Alvarez. Canelo is all world, a world level opponent, not a European level, not a domestic level opponent, a all world, a outer worldly level opponent in Canelo Alvarez that breaks through guards. Breaks through guards, we see. Breaks through ribs in Liam Smith. Breaks through guards and arms in Callum Smith. And now we see the destruction of an orbital bone. A destruction of an orbital bone in the eighth, possibly in the seventh round of that fight. We don't know exactly when the fracture was sustained, but it was sustained. The judge, Your Honor, your alter ego had this fight a draw going into the stoppage. You had the fight a draw going into the stoppage. Now, how can we concur?
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. That was you and your alter ego, nigga. Both of y'all. That he lied.
Order. I'm going to hold you in contempt, prosecutor. We're not running the kangaroo court here. Like he said, that was my alter ego. That was Act. This is Judge Galvatron. Act don't wear suits.
Okay.
Act don't wear suits.
Okay.
Judge Galvatron does. Now, proceed, counsel.
Sorry.
Now understand, your alter ego had this fight a draw. Now, how can we concur that my client, Billy Joe Saunders, coming into a draw with the chance of being a unified champion at 168, why would he quit? Why would he quit? Well, Your Honor, I would like to bring to the stand some evidence from the team of my client, Billy Joe Saunders, none other than his trainer, Billy Tibbs. I'd like to bring forth this to the stand, Your Honor. May I proceed with this?
Proceed, counselor. I don't think that our prosecutor read. Do you have an issue?
No, not at all.
Okay. See, I respect that.
Absolutely. This is gonna be great.
And salute, jury.
Time's up, Your Honor. He doesn't have it. He
got it. Proceed, counsel.
Your Honor, chat / jury, I would like you to listen clearly with an open mind and listen clearly to the events that actually went down, that took place during that fight, that said fight during the Canelo fight, where my client is being accused outrageously, egregiously of quitting. Let's listen to this clip from Mark Tibbs, Billy Joe Saunders' trainer.
Hello, people. I just want to clarify one or two things. Ben Davidson was not in our training camp. We saw him. He come about in, I believe, the last week of while we was winding down. But I saw him on the morning of the fight in the hotel room. Onto the fight. During the rounds, Billy Joe got injured. I briefed my corner team that Billy's eyes are injured, and I've got a towel for one of them in case I needed it. As Billy Joe walked towards me at the end of the round, I looked directly in his eyes. We had a little bit of dialogue, only a little bit of dialogue, but it was between us. He sits down. As he sits down in the corner, Ben Davidson got control and blew down his eararm. I let him have his 20 seconds because I knew what I was about to do on the state of that eye. So as he sat down, I had some more dialogue with Billy Joe, and that's private. And then I turned around and I waved the fight off as Billy Joe's trainer and head coach. It's as simple as that. I can't get any clearer than that. Now, Billy Joe needed looking after, and it was my job to do that. And listen, great fighters have done what Billy Joe Saunders has done and been in that position he's been in, and they come again. Now, listen, I don't know what all the fuss is about, so I thought I'd get that off my chest because I keep getting phone calls, emails, and whatnot. And that's as plain and simple as it is, and it can be. And that's what happened. Hello, people. I just want to clarify.
There you have it, Your Honor. Those of us that are in the chat, the jury, those are the words from Billy Joe Saunders, my client. Those are the words from the trainer, putting the onus on himself, looking into his fighter's eyes and seeing that the eye was not correct. That was there was irregular damage that needed to be treated immediately. Those of us in the chat, the queen, the sister Tay Brown, in the medical field, she may be privy to some of this information, to know the seriousness of a orbital bone injury. Your Honor, may I bring another exhibit to the stand? This reference comes from the Mayo Clinic.
You getting deep. You getting deep. So what are you trying to explain to us, to me and the jury, is that wait. What you're trying to explain to me and the jury is that Billy Joe didn't necessarily quit. It was his trainer, but go ahead, proceed, counsel.
Hold on. Because
Go ahead. You could cross-examine.
You got something from the Mayo Clinic? Is that what you said?
Yes, the renowned
objection. See, that's why I thought he said objection. Right? What does Billy Joe and his impotency have to do with anything in this case? It's a Mayo Clinic. I'm just saying. What we doing here?
I guess he's trying to. The only reason now
Mayo,
wait.
Mayo Clinic.
Oh, for the mayonnaise people.
The world-renowned medical institution.
Okay.
Your Honor, your prosecution, and those of us in the chat / jury, do y'all see this exhibit?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to show the chat. Go ahead. I'm going to make it so that we can make sure that the jury and of course the judge sees it. Okay, I think the jury can see it now, and I'm sure that the prosecutor Red can see it.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Okay, go ahead, proceed, counsel.
Now,
Uh,
what I have highlighted, I'll read with regards to the injury, the orbital bone injury that my client uh obviously suffered. Reading on, these traumas are functional and such as vision loss and chronic double vision and injury. These issues hinder a patient's abilities to drive, fly a plane, or even work.
mm,
Vision is essential part of one's job. Dr. Viozzi notes that there are very few jobs where visual loss is not severely impactful for employment. This is my client's job, my client's occupation: prize fighting, boxing, championship level boxing. My client has a team that understands that my client is a commodity that needs to be reserved and treated at the proper notions. Moving on to the next fight. If my client's team was Mark Tibbs was to send them back out for that next round, Billy Joe Saunders would go out for that next round. But would he be able to see for another round? Will he be able to see his young little punk son for another year?
Steve,
Objection.
Steve,
Objection.
what are you objecting?
Never mind. His son is a little punk. You right. Never mind. No objection. No objection.
Steve, he said, "Sorry, I punched you in the nuts." Yeah. He was, yeah, man. Yeah.
Will he
Anyway,
will he be
continue,
able
continue,
to
continue.
see clearly his young son Steve get married, possibly become a boxer of himself?
I can see that.
We need to think of the future. And with Canelo's devastating power that he's displayed in his latest fights, it was the logical thing to do for Mark Tibbs to pull Billy Joe Saunders out of that fight. Therefore, I've shown you the severity of this injury, how it can impact my client's livelihood. My client is not a commentator off the side, outside of the ring. My client doesn't have any type of 9 to 5 jobs outside of the ring. My client's livelihood is being a boxer at the top level. So therefore, my trainer, my team's, my client's trainer, pulled him out of the fight for future fights, and we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes, and hopefully, my client has not sustained a permanent injury. It's a temporary injury, but it was saved by the wherewithal of a solid team, a solid team, and And that's what and that's what we need to look at here, Your Honor and the judge. A solid team not quitting. Not quitting. This was a medical response. This is not gladiator. This is not we're not in days of Roman gladiators. This took place in Dallas, Texas. This is boxing. Queensberry rules. And my client abided by those Queensberry rules. And hopefully he'll abide by them again. I rest my case, Your Honor.
I'm sorry I'm late, Your Honor. I had to take care of some business, but I'm here.
You all right. You all right. You all right.
We got
You all right.
All
Yeah. But that's why we did the Billy Joe case first. And Tay, you didn't miss much. He had an exhibit. You missed one of the exhibits. You know you part of the jury, Tay. You can't be, you know what I mean, missing exhibits. When somebody pulling up an exhibit, you gotta hold it. If you gotta go to the bathroom. Then after the exhibit get off, then go pee. Because that's important. If anything, if they just talking, just let them talk. But the exhibits be important.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
I would like to break down the video. Because it was a couple of lies in that trainer video. First off, I don't know who Mr. Tibbs is, but we're gonna ride with that since you said that's what we rolling with. Okay, so he say first off, Billy Joe was broke in 3 spots, right? And he came to the corner with his eye drooping because it was broke. Correct? Fella?
That's what Mark Tibbs reportedly said, yes.
Okay. First thing first, how can you look someone in their eyes if one is down there? You have to look at one or the other. You can't do both. You know what I'm saying? That's the first fear. The other thing that's not a fear that's appealing to me is he said we had dialogue, not a dialect between me and him. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and him now. You know what I'm saying? I would tell y'all what it was about, but that might be incriminating. So anyway, we're going to go to the next part. So it sounds to me like right there in that dialect is when Billy Joe said, yo, you better throw that towel in. Take the towel off your mother's shoulders and wave it around. P.D. Pablo style, because I'm not going back out there. You know what I'm saying? He sat down. He sat down. You know what I'm saying? He talked to Ben Davison, you know what I'm saying? Whispered some sweet nothings like, don't worry about it. If you quit now, we still might be able to get you a fight, baby. Everything gonna be good. You're okay. And as he was consoling him, the towel was being waved over his head like a helicopter. Sure enough, it's a quit. Now I have my that's more important than what a trainer would say. I have what Billy Joe says himself about all that, as far as what happens when you get an eye injury. Your Honor, can I get that up off you, please? Can we run that? You on mute, Your Honor.
Well, I'm sorry, prosecutor. I didn't even know you had an exhibit. You caught me off guard.
Yeah,
Probably the jury too. Okay. All right.
When you're on the Beltway, you get to see things like this. You know what I'm saying? And I'll play it for you, and we'll see. You know what I'm saying? What's what?
Hold on. Let me make it full real quick for you, so the jury, everybody can see. All right, there you go.
And I'll go ahead and play that for you.
Okay.
Last night I was very, I was not shocked, but you know, you don't, fighters go out on that, you get in that ring, people know what it's like to walk in that ring, and you know, who fights and know what it takes to get inside them ropes. So I'm never going to criticise a man if he was seriously injured or whatever has he done, but you know, get carried out the ring, brother. Get carried out the ring. When the going got tough, Billy Joe Saunders didn't get up from the stool. And then you your eye goes and then you want to get out. Your eye goes and then you want to get out. And come again, but it's going to take a long road back from that.
Okay, Your Honor, you have said minus the ha. That was me. You have said throwing laughs.
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, excuse me for that, Your Honor. Okay, so according to the boxer, the actual boxer says that you need to go out on, you know what I'm saying, whatever that is. And
Your Honor,
he went out on the stool.
Order. What are you objecting?
The timeline of that piece. That was not authentic. That was a montage, Your Honor.
But with all due respect,
I'm giving you relevant.
That was relevant to the case.
I'm giving you a credible source, straight from the horse's mouth in the corner.
No. That was also from the horse's mouth.
The prosecution's giving you a cute little montage.
Nah, my shit came from
with Bart Simpson and friends. Come on now.
No, you know what? You can't handle the truth.
Order in this piece. Order in this piece. I'm holding motherfuckers in contempt. You know I got this. You know. Order in this. Y'all got look what y'all did to my gavel today. Look, it's coming on. Look.
Your Honor, he just did a few good men.
I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, counselor. You listen. That has very much to do with the case. To be honest with you, that is the horse. Like he said, I gotta agree with the prosecutor. That is the horse that came from his mouth. That ties into the case.
Last but not least, Your Honor.
So
I would like to bring up
and proceed.
I would like to bring up the charge, last but not least, of the big bag of bitching. I am not gonna let that slide, Your Honor. First, to the naked eye, or to the normal eye, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you would say Billy Joe did a lot of complaining over ring size. That is not a complaint, Your Honor. He was actually going along the standards of his contract. So that's not bitching. Complaining that the fight's not getting promoted the way you want is bitching. Not coming out your room on press day is bitching. Talking about Canelo and Meat, insinuating of him cheating when you have been caught doing the same thing is bitching. Those things, Your Honor, he is also guilty of. A big old bag of it. You know what I'm saying? I rest my case.
Wow.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
First off,
counter argument.
Bitching is not a credible charge. Second of all,
I agree.
Bitching does get things done in this world. When old girl bitches at you to get something done, that thing gets done. When my client was bitching at certain things that were supposed to be in the contract that were left undone, he bitched, so to speak, or he complained. He made a grievance, if that's what you want to call it, in industry terms, and it got corrected. Your Honor, bitching or making a grievance or filing a complaint against a boxer that who's obviously in Canelo, who's been getting a lot of things put put towards him, given a lot of favors. It's for my client to address grievances and make complaints. It's not against the law to bitch, complain, and file grievances. So once again, Your Honor, I believe that that charge should be totally stricken off the record and be removed from this case.
All right. You know what? You know what, counselor? I will remove the bitching charge, but he has so many other charges. I'm just saying, counselor. It's a lot of other things riding on this. Um, any closing arguments before we make our ruling?
Your Honor, my closing arguments are simple, but I'll show you the complexity of them. These charges are complex, but these charges are fictitious. Impersonating a champion. I showed you that my client was not impersonating a champion. He can impersonate a champion of a credible sanctioning body by the WBO when he's defended their belts multiple times in multiple divisions. So, Your Honor, I hope you can see and strike that and remove that from the case, because I've proved that there was no impersonation going on with Billy Joe Saunders. I've shown that there was no quitting. There was no fraudulency going on with my client, Billy Joe Saunders. By bringing the trainer, Mark Tibbs, before you and the judge and the jury, putting the onus on himself, understanding that his boxer needs to see a better day, understanding about the quality of life. This is pugilism and not a gladiator a gladiator sport. The Marcus of Queensberry rules, which were originates from Britain. My client, Billy Joe Saunders, who is British Gypsy, abided by those rules, and his team pulled him from the fight. Not quit. His team retired him. That must be removed from my client's case. Your Honor.
That counselor, I can't do. I removed one thing because I agreed that wasn't really something that could stick.
Your
These
Honor,
up,
I proved the orbital injury is a
you
severe injury
it
that
is, it is,
therefore that must be taken into consideration.
and I agree with you. I definitely agree with you 100%. But I still have to be fair and decisive about my ruling, counselor. But you may proceed. I don't want to interrupt you while you finishing up your closing argument.
Indeed, I'll wrap it up shortly. Once again, I have to reiterate to the judge and jury, my client. Many of us were looking at that fight, scoring that fight, and calling it a draw at the time of the stoppage. So I then ask you once again, why would my client up and just quit when he definitely believed that he had a chance to win? In his mind. But it was all due once again to the trainer, to his team, having the wherewithal to pull this fighter from a severe injury that could cause damaging repercussions in his future life. We see that having double vision or having the loss of sight can severely impair his employment. And once again, I stated that this is Billy Joe Saunders' employment. He doesn't have any other type of employment outside of boxing. So it's important for him to keep his two eyes intact. That's an important part of his game. He laid down a second blueprint against the worldly Canelo. He'll need those two eyes and solid orbital pieces for future fights. With that being said, I believe you should have some leniency with regards to my client, with regards to seeing that you're up and coming boxer yourself, and hopefully you will never have to sustain an injury such as my client has. But if you have to sustain that type of injury, you would understand where your training team, what their roles are supposed to be doing. Your Honor, those of us that are in the chat, I rest my case.
Okay, Your Honor, let me ask the defense. Alfredo, we prosecuted, well, it has been a court case of the LDBC versus Billy Joe Saunders before today, correct?
You could
Correct.
speak, counsel.
Correct. Prosecution, yes.
And he was found guilty before, correct?
I'm not privy to that information. I do not have that information off the top of my head. If you if you have the evidence, you can present it, but I can't recall. No.
Your Honor, I defended Billy Joe. That's how I remember this case. That's how I know he was here. He's been in this courtroom before. I didn't want to defend him. I pulled that card, and it happened like that. He was found guilty on impersonating a federal boxer and impersonating a federal champion. He has not done anything since then to prove otherwise. He was found guilty, and I, being his lawyer, told him what he needed to do to get his act together, just in case he ever had to come back and see you, Your Honor. And he did none of the such. In fact, he proved himself even worse by quitting on the stool. That performance was enough for you to sign off on papers for him to come back in this courtroom. On top of everything that we've discussed today, that part right there, his second appearance for the same charges, he's a repeat offender, Your Honor. And he will not learn unless you give him a stern sentence for him to sit back, rehabilitate, and get his mind right and his eye right. So that's what I got for you, Your Honor. I'll rest my case. We're going to keep that nice and short for you.
Damn. I gotta admit, before I make my ruling, I gotta give it to Cadillac and Brother Jay Steels. This is probably the hardest one because, like, both of them got real strong. Y'all really got the judge I feel like a parent right now. I'm really in the bond. Right now. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all both kept countering each other, man. But I gotta make this ruling for the peoples in the jury, and I gotta let I got to get to this next case so that we can get up out of here. Okay. So as far as Billy Joe Saunders again versus the LDBC we find the defendant guilty on all charges.
Go ahead, bro.
Now look, I'm gonna explain why. I like to explain why. Our fella was definitely about to win this.
Hold on.
Look, let me tell you. Oh well, he said that he's getting charged with impersonating a federal boxer. That's 8 years. Impersonating a world champion. That's 12. I hit him with those 2 charges.
Okay.
The other ones they ain't stick. That's enough time for him to think about. And you will be able to work Billy Joe. Because I know dudes that got stabbed in the eye and they making license plates for our good folks in the States. We'll give them a job. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Extensive library. You can read. If you need reading glasses, we'll get you a monocle.
You know what I'm saying? But let me just say, this was one of the best back and forths, and I really mean that. More people should have been in on this because, like, y'all really did a good job countering each other. Just when I thought Steels had the momentum, it's probably going to be like the fight tomorrow with Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor. It's just like you came back with something and then Steels came back with something. So this actually was really hard because I could have seen me giving it to Steels, but when you played that video, that video, man, Steels, why you ain't mail him some weed so he could forget about that? So he could forget to play that video. Because that video, man, just makes you look like everything you said, like you just ain't stand your ground the Florida way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He really didn't. And he really was talking crazy about what's his name? Daniel Dubois. So that's really why I seen it in Red's favor, that video. Other than that, you had it until Red played that video. Because I forgot about that. He definitely did that. But next case on the docket, though, fellas. Good shit.
He wasn't ready for that exhibit.
I didn't think that you was going to have an exhibit.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even going to cap.
Yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying? We was on the Beltway. You know what I'm saying? You see all kind of wild shit on the Beltway. You know what I'm saying? Nigga get the beeping their horn, his pennies flying, and all kind of shit.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe. Supreme Beast Boxing.
You go subscribe. For real.
Salute. All right, man. Next case on the docket, man. Let's get into it. It's getting late, fellas.
Yeah, you can't just be throwing me out there like that, man. That's cool. Hey, Christopher, the LDBC versus.
Oh, he's.
Christopher motherfucking Lovejoy. Goddamn it.
Oh, man. This the one y'all been waiting for.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in this bitch. We here. Look, check this out.
Hold on. Is the paperwork Christopher Fat Bastard Lovejoy, or is it just Christopher Lovejoy?
Man,
Objection.
Charges are impersonating a heavyweight. Hold on, impersonating a contender, a fucking boxing contender.
Wow.
Impersonating. He's a boxer, but he's impersonating a true champion, a contender. He wants to.
Trying to think how many years I should give for that. If you impersonating a contender, about what's that? A good 5, 7. What y'all think? Does that sound like 5, 7?
I think it's 10.
3 to 5, huh?
That's 3 to 5. Yeah.
Okay, 3 to 5. 3 to 5. False advertisement.
Oh.
No, we don't like when you play with the fans.
No, I do not like you playing.
You know that could get you like shit.
Lying, perjury, lying on your boxing skills.
Oh, he hitting them with a steals, a perjury charge.
Hey. Also.
Hold on.
Wait.
He lied on his body.
He lied on his body too. No, he lied on his boxing skills.
No, he said he got rid of that. He said I got rid of that gut. He did say that in his joint. He lied on
he did.
That all goes in perjury.
Okay.
Okay. That's facts. Right on.
And racketeering. What do they call? I ain't gonna call it racketeering. What is that when you what when you betting when you betting on yourself to lose?
What is that?
That
That's
is an
racketeering.
actual bet.
That's racketeering. Man, I can't think of the name of that
That's
shit.
not racket.
What's the name? Our fella, come on, man. Our fella, you went to college, nigga. He giving up the charge.
I'm the defense. I ain't
Yeah,
giving out charges.
word. But
All the
anyway,
big words you know, nigga. All the big words you know, and you the defense. That's the big word. That's the biggest word you can think of. Now, I'm the defense, nigga. Racketeering, man. This, yeah, I think I would say racketeering. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You know, like Pete Rose. I'm gonna just say, being an unethical fighter,
point shaving.
point shaving. God damn it,
Kevin
point
Dunbar,
shaving.
salute. You
Thank you,
right.
Kevin
I ain't gonna
Dunbar.
front. I
Point
couldn't
shaving.
even think, and I knew it was so. I knew it was that, bro. I don't know that did, and I was like, nah, that ain't it, is it?
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
a fact.
Point,
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Punch
It
shaving.
is.
charging him with point shaving.
Punch shaving. Punch shaving. This boxing is punch shaving.
He said point shaving.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all sub the Supreme, man. Let's get him over 1,000. He like, I forgot how many away he is. He
Yeah,
close.
I'm like 9
Yeah.
away, man.
He point shaving and inside trading. God damn it.
5 away.
Okay.
But look, check this out. So my opening statement is, we
Uh oh.
had we had an interview on the War Reports channel a little while back, and Christopher Lovejoy came and played on the hearts of the fans. You know, throwing a couple of tearjerkers out there, saying, you know, he could, you know, Don King was fucking him over. We can't get these fights. You know what I'm saying? And he's out here saying that he wants to fight everybody. He talked about how he'll knock out Deontay Wilder, how he wanted Anthony Joshua, how he what he'll do to Joe Joyce. I remember specifically on how he was religiously calling out Joe Joyce. He said he wanted Daniel Dubois because this was right before that fight. Matter of fact, that Daniel Dubois Joe Joyce fight was that weekend because we talked about it on the War Report. He also talked about other fighters that he wanted, talked about how good he would have been if he wasn't getting a chance because of Don King, and hopefully that everything go through where he could have got out that contract. But then he goes on to fight somebody like Emmanuel Charles, who we don't even consider even close to being in the top echelon of the heavyweight fighting or the heavyweight boxing division, and he goes on to put up a goose egg and get knocked out in the second round after he talks about how, you know, the skills that he got. I didn't see none of the skills in that fight. I'm actually rooting for him. Like, I'm bringing your name up every time we talked about heavyweights. Now I'm looking at you like I put my name on the line and my reputation for you. But you know, it is what it is. And I'm not gonna go into it until I actually go into my little soliloquy on when we actually open the case up. But this is my
Hmm.
opening statements, and I just
Okay.
want to give y'all a look at everything that happened. And you know, after the fight and after he lost, instead of, you know, telling his fans on, you know, how disappointing it was for him to go out there and put up a goose egg, no, he comes out and say, I made $200,000. Nigga, you made $200,000. Go ahead, so
Thank you.
That nigga off on the face.
Your Honor, jury size chat. My opening statements. My client Christopher Lovejoy. I'm I will prove to you during this case that my client wasn't impersonating a contender. My client is a prize fighter. I think those of us have that misunderstood, and I will display that definition later on in the case because it's important to know what prize fighting is, and that's what my client is, a prize fighter. Those are my opening statements, Your Honor.
Wow, that was the shortest opening statement you ever had, Counselor.
I want to get to it.
All right. Let's
Well,
open this.
I would
Let's
like the
open this thing up.
I would like the defense to go first. I want to know what prize fighting is, because I know what prize fighting is, but I don't think he was doing any prize fighting.
Well, Your Honor, first off, I would like to open off by stating that this is the first time my client has ever graced your court. So please take that under consideration. We are not dealing with a repeat offender. This is the first time that he's came to the boxing night court with accusations and charges over his head. Impersonations are heavy charges. But once again, I want to display that there is no impersonation going on. My fighter, my client, is a prize fighter. What is a prize fighter, you may ask? I will have definition for you if I may bring it to the stand, Your Honor.
Proceed.
This definition is courtesy of the Cambridge Dictionary. Now, why is this important? The Cambridge English Dictionary, because we're dealing with a sport that was based and the rules originated from Britain. The Marquis of Queensberry rules originated from this land here, Britain. So we have to use the Cambridge Dictionary, a highly credible dictionary of England, for this definition. Now, prize fighter, as we see here, a boxer who fights to win money. A boxer who fights to win money. As simple as that. My client went over to Germany to fight Manuel Char to win money. He received the consolation prize of reported 200,000. That's what you call a prize. That's prize fighting. Now, Your Honor, I would like to peruse through the fighters that Christopher Lovejoy has fought, because we like to credit fighters like Jake Paul for fighting other YouTube sensations and NBA athletes and MMA stars. But we don't accuse him of being an impersonator. In fact, Jake Paul was rendered not guilty in this here court, Your Honor. In this here court. But what I would like to show you, Your Honor, is the amount of real boxers that my client has faced. 20 to be exact. 20 to be exact. Your Honor, is the box rec up on the screen for the jury, the prosecution, and yourself to see.
Yes, sir.
First, we have here Jorge Alfredo Leo. You see his record, not too shabby, 14, 11, and 1. We see the opponents that this fighter, this boxer has faced. Jorge Alfredo Leo has fought the likes of James the Beast Wilson, who's touted as being the next Mike Tyson, the
Counselor.
undefeated.
Counselor.
Objection. James is old. He's over 36, and he's only had 5 fights.
Overruled prosecutor. I just wanted to ask him a question. That's the only reason why I'm overruling it. Counselor, not that this will affect the case in any way, but were most of these fights? Oh, this is the opponent that you're showing, right?
Correct. This is the opponent. One
Okay.
of Christopher Lovejoy's opponents. I'm showing what I'm trying to show to you and the jury and the prosecution is that he's fighting real fighters, prize fighters, boxers. I'm establishing the fact that he's fighting real fighters, not NBA athletes, MMA or former MMA stars, not other YouTubers. He's fighting real fighters. Therefore, he can't be impersonating a fighter, can't be impersonating a boxer.
Where did that fight take place, Counsel?
This fight took place between Jorge Alfredo
No, no,
Leo
no.
and
I
Christopher
mean
Lovejoy.
where? I mean where geographically?
In Mexico. This fight took
Oh, okay.
place in
Okay.
Tijuana
That,
specifically. But what I'm trying to state here, Your Honor, is some of the fighters that Lovejoy's opponent, Jorge Leo, has fought. As you see, the undefeated Ivan Pineda, you see Darnell Boone, Alexander Flores, 15-1. We know him losing to Uncle Ortiz. And look who we have here, my client, 2-0. You know what I mean? Young in his record, Christopher Lovejoy fought Jorge Leo, a savvy veteran nonetheless. You see the wins that he accumulated before he eventually succumbed to my client, Christopher Lovejoy. So there you have it. Jorge Leo is a real boxer that's on Christopher Lovejoy's resume. Moving on, you see the amount of opponents that Lovejoy has on his resume. All real boxers. Yes, fights out of Tijuana, Mexico, but Mexico has a great fighting tradition. We all know this. We all know this. Must I point out Maciel Sanchez, another opponent on Christopher Lovejoy's resume. 12, 18, and 7. A veteran journeyman, Mexican journeyman that's fought the likes of Jonathan Rice, Rafael Rios, Alexander Flores, Julian Fernandez, Jeremo Casas, the Canadian Adam Braidwood. These are real boxers that my client is fighting. And then to cap it off, Mahmoud Char, also known as Manuel Char, born out of Beirut, Lebanon, but based in Germany. He's fought the likes of Johann Duhapis, Michael Grant, Povetkin, Kevin Johnson, Marius Breedis, Alexander Ustinov, where he won that Reggie belt from. Understand that Manuel Char, 32-4, is the Reggie champion in recess. The Diamond Boy is the Reggie champion in recess. My client went over to Germany to fight somebody on that caliber. The prosecution wants the jury and the judge to believe that Mahmoud Char is not a credible opponent. But let me scroll down and look at all the fighters that he's fought. We see Vitaly Klitschko back in 2012. We see Kevin Johnson, a win. We see Povetkin. We see Michael Grant. We see Johan Duhapis. We see Maris Breedis. And we see Christopher Lovejoy. Manuel Char was a major step up in class for my opponent, or for my client, excuse me, Your Honor. Manuel Char, I've shown, has good opposition, good experience on his resume. My client is a prize fighter that went over to Germany to seek a prize that he was being withheld due to contractual reasons, from one of the types of cancers of the sport, Don King. Don King has withheld fights and scuttled fights from the Dave Allen fight in UK, from the Chauncey Welliver fight that was supposed to happen in Montana during the pandemic, to another undisclosed opponent, a fight that was supposed to happen in Tijuana. Don King and this so-called contractual obligation has hovered over my client's head for many years now. But fortunately, it reportedly expired early this month, therefore giving my client the ability to travel abroad and fight for his prize. Albeit he wasn't successful in that claim for the recessed belt, the resuscitated belt that Manuel Char possesses. However, he still claimed his prize. He still got in that ring and fought a hard 4 minutes. Excuse me, Your Honor, a hard 4 minutes. Your Honor, my client was hit with a barrage of punches from a top tier contender that holds a Reggie belt that was wrongfully stripped due to the politics of a cancerous promoter such as Don King. With that being said, I'll allow the prosecution to rebuttal, and I think that I've somewhat proven that my client is not guilty of any of these charges, and that my client is, one, a prize fighter.
Okay, okay. Prosecutor Mac, are you still with us?
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay.
I have nothing to object. You showed his record. You showed you sat there and talked about the fighters that he fight. Let's go down this resume. His very first fight, he fought somebody making a boxing debut. His second fight, he fought somebody making a boxing debut. Now his third fight, that was promising, fighting Jorge Alfredo Leo. But then his next fight, he fought somebody that was 1-2-1. Then his next fight, he fought somebody making a debut. This is his fifth fight. He's 5-0, 5 knockouts, fighting somebody making a debut. His sixth fight, he fought somebody 3-13. His seventh fight, he's 7-0 at this point. He's fighting somebody making his boxing debut. His eighth fight, he's fighting somebody that's 0-7. His ninth fight, he's fighting somebody that's 0-9. His 10th fight, he's fighting somebody that's 1-3. His 11th fight, he's fighting somebody that's 4-23. His 12th fight, he's fighting somebody that's 0-12. His 13th fight, he's fighting somebody 4-27. His 15th fight, he's fighting somebody 1-4. His 16th fight, he's fighting somebody 3-7. His 17th fight, he's fighting somebody 2-14. 18th fight, 0-3. 19th fight, 6-50. 6-50. You're talking about he's fighting some well competition, some great competition. I beg to fucking differ. His best competition to date was the person that he lost to in Manuel Char, and we do not consider Manuel Char a top fighter at heavyweight. He had a Reggie belt. Really, he was smoking mid. He was smoking G4 diesel. Stuff on the bottom shelf at the dispensary. You wouldn't buy it. Would you smoke it? I don't think you would smoke it. He fought Manuel Char and got took out in the second round. He sat there and told us how his skills. Matter of fact, on the Wall Report, he talked about how Deontay Wilder can't box and how his skills are way better than Deontay Wilder's and how he would take Deontay Wilder out. But we just saw and looked at the boxing skills that he said that he had, which I didn't see it. I saw that Michelin tire around his gut. That's what I saw. And I saw him taking punishment. He couldn't get away from the jab. I'm looking at this fight and I'm like, this the man that said that he wanted Joe Joyce? I don't think he could do anything with Joe Joyce. Yes, this is prize fighting at the end of the day. Nothing wrong with it being prize fighting. If you're going to go out there and just fight to get paid, that's cool. Just go fight to be paid. But don't sit here and sell me a dream and act like I want to watch you. I want to watch you fight the best. If you tell me that you want to fight the best and you want to be the best and you got the skills to do it, show me. He didn't show me. He showed me that he sat down and laid down for a check. Because after the fight, he didn't even come out and apologize to his fans. He came out and talked about, but I got $200,000. He got $200,000 to lay down. Imagine what he could have got if he'd have won that fight. And I'm not even just talking about the money he won in that fight. Just for winning that fight and getting the belt, he could be making millions right now. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to. He wanted to settle for $200,000. And a loss to Manuel Char. Oh, Manuel changed his name to Muhammad. Mahmoud Char. He's Muslim now.
Oh, he is?
That's the only reason I can see him change his name to something like Mahmoud.
Yeah, definitely.
From Manuel.
Yep, definitely.
Objection, Your Honor. This
No
is
objection.
this is false. This is false. This is false. This is false.
So his name wasn't Manuel Char.
His original name is Mahmoud Char, and Manuel is his German name. Now that he's based in Germany, to make his name more palatable to the German public, Manuel is what he goes with.
Okay, either or. He still lost to him. He's not on trial. You can object that all day. Christopher Lovejoy is on trial. And Christopher Lovejoy is the one that came up and put up a goose head.
However,
he sold us a dream.
Order. One at a time, fellas.
I'm talking. I didn't interrupt you. I let you go on your little soliloquy. The one objection I had, he overruled it. I shut up. I went ahead and sustained your objection and stopped talking about Mahmoud. I want to talk about Christopher Lovejoy selling us a dream like he was gonna be the next big thing. And we looking at his record, you see all of the people that he had. He only fought 2 fighters with a winning record. 2. He only fought out of all 20 fights that he had. He's only fought 2 fighters with a winning record. One was 14-3 in Leo, and the other one was 32-4 in Char. And he got knocked out by Char. But he sold us a dream, telling us all the shit that he could have did and was gonna do to these other fighters, and he's not gonna be able to do shit. He's gonna be a middle of the road fighter who's gonna continuously get beat up by these up and coming heavyweights like Herkovich, like Michael Hunter, like F.A. Ajagba.
Don't forget about Frank Sanchez.
Frank Sanchez. He's going to be a middle of the range fighter, but he sold us a dream to make us feel like he was really a contender, and he really wasn't.
Done with your opening statement, or is that?
That was
was
my
it.
case.
My fault. That was your case. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm done.
Did you have something you wanted to present to us, counselor?
Indeed. Because I would like to rebuttal the prosecution's statements with regards to my client lying down.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me make it full so the jury can see.
This is the playback of the fight. The last sequence, and
Let me know what.
the last barrage, as my client goes down. There was no laying down. There
Would
was
you like me
valid
to play
punches.
it?
There was valid punches landed, and my client went down to a knee and was confused with the different language that the referee was speaking, counting in German, and was definitely concussed and rendered himself unable to continue. Let's play the clip.
Probably thinking I can do this. It's a good job from nice job back from Lovejoy. Lovejoy's taking those jobs and started a power shot. Overhand from Lovejoy. Left hook to the body from Char. And a left hook upstairs. The right hand and down goes Lovejoy. He's on his knees. He couldn't take it. He's gonna quit. There's no way he stands up. Does he stand up? Does he give it the good one? Or does he take the knee and take the money and leave? And it looks like it's gonna be all over here for Lovejoy. As it doesn't stand. And man will.
Now, as you see there, Lovejoy was my client was still on the ground, still on his knees, concussed, dizzy from the barrage of punches that Manuel Char was able to land. One being one at the back of the head, around the side of the ear. We know what type of damaging, what type of devastation those type of punches, when they land in that location, what happens. My client suffered a concussion, therefore could not continue. We see that he came to Germany without any a proper training staff. He found his training staff in the airport. He didn't have good coaching in the between rounds and so forth. He was cold coming into the fight, coming into the ring. Didn't have a proper warm up. These are all things that my client are learning, and it's a lesson to him that he'll take into other fights, because while the prosecution deems him as not a fighter, there's promotional companies such as Matchroom Promotion that are calling my client's phone right now to set up fights, because my client is a real boxer, is a real prize fighter. And Matchroom Promotion does have some prize. They do have some prize money with their affiliation with the Zone in that $1 billion bag that they just implemented. So my client is getting all type of calls from different promotional groups, such as Matchroom, such as Soderland, such as other German promoters, to fight other Russian promoters, to fight up and coming heavyweights on the landscape. This is what the game's about, prize fighting. My client is putting money on the table for his family. Yes, he's stunning his money on IG, but it's not for you, the prosecution in the chat. It's stunning his money in the face of the cancer of the sport, Don King, who's withheld him from this money and this opportunity to fight for years upon years upon years. As I said, Chauncey Welliver, Dave Allen, and an undisclosed Mexican opponent in Tijuana was all scuttled by that same cancer, Don King. Allow my client to live. Allow my client to fight and win a prize. This is called prize fighting, and that's what my client did. Once again, reportedly winning $200,000, and I salute him for it. Now, as regarded to his suspect opposition, my client didn't have no official amateur experience. This is his, so to speak, amateur experience by fighting guys, debutantes, and guys with losing records, but are veterans that are losing veterans that will give you the ability to work on your craft and season yourself while you're in the ring. While you're in the ring, professionally getting professional experience. This is his amateur record, so to speak, for Christopher Lovejoy, because he was from the streets of LA doing his thing. If you want to call that your amateur experience, albeit.
I was gonna say he got amateurs in that circle, in that star. You know what I'm saying? He got
My
amateurs.
my only rebuttal to you is the way he went out in that Manuel Troy fight. If I was a promoter, I'd call him too, because I can use him to lose some of the fighters I'm trying to develop. It's my only rebuttal.
Okay. Is that
Because
all you had, counselor?
if you want to talk about the streets, Quentin Randall came from the streets, went to the penitentiary, came out, and look what he did. Lost two kids. Lost two kids. Now look at him. Ray Alif Jr. Talib Jr. went to jail, came out. Look what he's doing. Bernard Hopkins went to the penitentiary most of his adult life, came out. A Hall of Fame fighter. I don't want to hear about, he came from the streets. There's plenty of fighters that came from the streets. And actually went in there and put it all on the line. Didn't look like he put it on the line to me. But like I said, if I was a promoter, oh yeah, I'd call him too.
So you got prosecuted
That's all I
for
got.
your counter argue.
That's my counter
Uh,
argument, and my closing statements, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I laid it out there for you. He came out and he sold us a dream to act like he was the best thing smoking. But then when you go look at his record, he looked like he fought nothing but a bunch. He went to Mexico to build up his record like a lot of these fighters do, and didn't actually do anything to really show that he's that skillful to do it. Now, if you want to use that as your amateur career, cool. If you want to say, uh, you know what I'm saying, I do think I can take all these guys, but I'm working my way up, cool. But to come out and say I'm destroying everybody and then go out here and put up a goose egg, get taken out in the second round like that to actually tell us how good you are as a boxer, you didn't show me anything. I'm sorry, but impersonating a top contender, he did. And I think he needs to be prosecuted to the highest level, highest degree of the law. I rest my case, Your Honor.
yes, sir. Um, okay, counselor. So it seems like you don't have anything to say. So I guess I could render verdict.
I would like to make my closing arguments, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Once again, my client hasn't been impersonating a boxer. He's been prize fighting. My client was actually once ranked by the WBA sanctioning body twice. To many speculation from different YouTube uploaders, but ranked by a credible, to many of y'all, sanctioning body twice, the WBA. So to say that he was impersonating a contender, well, they probably fooled a credible sanctioning body like the WBA, because once again they had him ranked twice. All those fighters on his resume, 18 of those fighters, they're all real boxers that have real boxing experience. Maybe they're not prospects and up and comers, but those are fighters. Those are journeymen. Maybe not gatekeepers, but journeymen. Journeyman fighters that all have a part to play in this boxing realm. Mexico does have a boxing culture that breeds um the fighting ability. My client wants to fight. He wants to fight for money. Therefore, he utilized quick trip that quick trip over to Tijuana, Mexico, to make gainful employment by being a prize fighter, winning that prize. Once again, my client is getting many calls from different promoters because he is a fighter, a prize fighter that can be put up with other prospects, other crossroad mid-level contenders. My client has showed a decent jab. Now with better conditioning, with a stronger work ethic and a stronger team, maybe my client can move on to the upper echelons of the heavyweight division. Maybe he wasn't being so far-fetched when he talks about the likes of taking on Joe Joyce, taking on Filip Hrgović. My client hasn't been impersonating anything. He's a real boxer. He's a real fighter that has just been making his expression to once again a cancerous darn king that's withheld his ability to fight in America and fight in Europe. Being limited to only fighting in Mexico. Not having the ability to fight in your own land is egregious. But we want to charge my client when has the ability to make money with his hands. He traveled to Germany and fought a champion in recess. I displayed the type of opponents that Mahmoud Charles faced. Credible heavyweight contenders and former champions and past champions that Mahmoud Charles faced. This was a step up in opponent for Christopher Lovejoy. Once again, I stated that he's dealing with so to speak, an amateur type phase of his career. Why he's faced so many journeymen and guys with losing records. With that being said, my client is a prize fighter, and he should remain doing his thing, being free of the pressures of these charges, being assaulted with a cease and desist by Don King, and now being presented with these fictitious charges from the LDBC. As a community that I love, the LDBC should be ashamed of themselves for presenting this type of allegations to my client. I hope you don't show any type of partiality to my client, who you was there on my channel, The War Report. Make sure y'all subscribe. For lack of better words, sucking up to the future champ.
Objection.
Speaking kindly.
Objection.
This is closed. All right, let him close. Let him close. I was about to render verdict right after he was done anyway.
Okay,
Your
go
Honor,
ahead.
Your Honor,
he might as well.
Your Honor, let me remind you that this is the first time. This is the first time in this court, in your court. So I would say, please show leniency and consideration with regards to my client. With that being said, I rest my case. That was my closing statements. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're ready to render verdict in the case of Christopher Lovejoy versus LDBC. We appreciate you, counselor and prosecutor. Stay ready. He had to take care of something real quick, but we're going to still render the verdict. As far as the case of Christopher Lovejoy versus LDBC, we find Christopher Lovejoy guilty on all charges. All charges. Billy Joe had a chance. He don't. That's how real it was. Billy Joe actually had a chance. Christopher Lovejoy did, in my mind.
Objection.
How you gonna object and we done? Go ahead.
I got something.
Go ahead. I mean, we render verdict anyway, but it's a wrap.
Your boy in the 1K club.
Oh,
in the 1K club. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm glad it happened on my show. I'm glad you announced that on my show.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, hold on.
Wow.
That's not all the way true. Trey willing to just push me over. You know what I'm saying? They
okay.
Was like, you need somebody to just push the nigga over. So yeah, though. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just hit that. We up in there. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. It is motherfucking Monday. It's going down. I'm gonna pop my shit this weekend and shit. But you know, it's fights going on Undisputed. Hey, yo, this is another thing that shitted on the Undisputed fight this weekend. I'm sorry, man. Them niggas can't. They got bad luck, nigga. Talk about bad luck. But yeah, man, it's going down, man. You know what I'm saying? We about to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we sipping on something, we smoking on something. It's going down, man. It's definitely going down, man. Salute everybody. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the subs. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Salute to the motherfucking usual suspects. You know what I'm saying? For real. Motherfucking Oddfella and Act Reach. Yo, I was in a spot. I ain't gonna say I was in a dark place. I was in like a shade of gray. And motherfucking these niggas shine light on the whole situation and made shit right. You know what I'm saying? And whenever I motherfucking get lazy, Oddfella be quick to say, nah, nigga, this is stuff you can handle. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate the team. You know what I'm saying? Stay ready. You know what I'm saying? Stay ready in 503. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to put foot in my ass, you know what I'm saying, behind me being not being all the way right with the content and having to push it hard. So I salute them too, man. All the push that everybody gave me, man, I definitely salute y'all for that, man. This shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad I'm out the way. I'm glad I'm out the way, man. Whoever up next, man, we gonna push them next, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the team, though, man. It's definitely a usual suspects team. And it's still going on, man. We not stopping, man. We definitely not gonna stop, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, let's get ready to get. Matter of fact, Red, you might as well give us your last, bro. And thanks for coming through, bro. That was a good session that you and Steels had.
Yeah, man. That shit was definitely good. Hopefully, Steels get some good highlights. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen Act Reach bust out laughing. He turned the camera off like, nah, nigga, hold on.
Yeah. Y'all was bugging out. Yeah, that first one, y'all was bugging out. Y'all had me crying.
Because our fella be playing, man. He be doing that shit. He be knowing, man.
Yeah.
He trying to say it with a straight face and shit. If I don't start laughing, he ain't gonna laugh. You know what I'm saying? That's why I laugh like, nah, hold on. He heard that. You know what I'm saying? Because he said it. So yeah, man. But it's always fun though. You know this shit is fun. Salute to you for having this great idea, man. This should be fun, man. People be all scared and shit, be worried about what they gonna say, what they gonna like. Yo, man, it's the luck of the draw, man. You know what I'm saying? Last time I had Billy Ho, this time he had the motherfucking nigga. We both had the same look for this motherfucker. Like, damn it. And I had a good case. Fucked it all up. You know what I'm saying? Fucked it all up. So, it be like that, man. But nah, man, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk right here on YouTube. Make sure y'all go subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Tell a friend, tap in. You know what I'm saying? Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, bullshitting on the Beltway, 4:15 Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, man, I'll holler at y'all in a minute, man. One. Salute to the mighty LDBC. And I'll holler at y'all in a minute, man.
My man. My God. Jay Steels, man. Tell the people they can find you out. Indeed. And what we doing this weekend, so I know, man.
So yeah, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We doing another War Report listening session. Got my guy K Triggs coming through. Album dropping, LP dropping, mistakes. Once again, it won't be a mistake for y'all to pass through. Make sure y'all subscribe to the War Report, the Oddfella, right here on YouTube. Big up Cadillac Red Supreme Beast Boxing Talk for making that thou wow. You know what I mean? Getting to that thou wow. Yo, but the journey ain't over. We need to get to that 10K. We need to get to that 10K, you know what I mean? Because all the shows that Supreme Beast Boxing's putting together, whether it's bullshitting on the Beltway, whether it's History 101, you know what I mean? Whether it's SBBT conversations and whatnot, yo, the subscribers need to be 10K, you know what I mean? 100K and more. Niggas need to see this shit. Ladies and gentlemen need to see this shit. So yeah, big up Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Keep on subscribing, liking and subscribing, checking out the content, you know what I mean? Running up those numbers over there, you know what I mean? So yeah, big up. And of course, subscribe and like the Boxing Night Court, the Jab Jamboree, you know what I mean? My guy, Act Reach 45. Yeah, once again, make sure y'all like and subscribe on your way out. Y'all know what it is. It was another dope one. Salute to Judge Galvatron. But it's your favorite, yet your most hated defender, prosecutor, Jay Steele's Oddfella. Salute to the whole LDBC. And I'm Gizon.
Yes. I'm happy for my bro Red. You know what I'm saying? And I want to salute him, man, because I ain't gonna fry. I've been watching my boy grinding. I ain't gonna fry. He inspired me too. You know what I mean? To stay consistent and all that stuff like that. Salute to the whole jury that was in the chat. Salute to my brothers for making the case, as live as possible. Salute to my brother, stay ready, man. And to all my other brothers from the usual suspects. Underscore was in the jury today. He was the stenographer, you know what I mean, taking the records down.
Yeah.
But yeah. But man, salute to everybody, man. Hopefully we can get to 1K. Me and Steels, man. You know what I mean? I'm almost halfway
It
there.
ain't no
Almost
hopefully though.
halfway there. I'm
Ain't no
almost
hopefully in
halfway there. I mean, man, you know.
hopefully in that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, we got us, man. We got us. You know what I'm saying? Man, I want to say for real, shout out to KG. You know what I'm saying? KG been right there. You know what I'm saying? KG been right there. Like, yo, we in it? Is we in this? The nigga, we in this. You know what I'm saying? And I salute him for that. You know what I'm saying? No bullshit. He's definitely one half Supreme Beast boxing talk. No bullshit, man. Salute.
Definitely. So with that being said, we about to get up out of here. Thank y'all all for coming through. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and the full Berserker clan. It's your boy Ag Reaching. I never steer you wrong, and I'm out.